Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the happiest podcast on YouTube. We thank you all for joining us today. Before we begin, I just wanted to let everyone know that we are so excited that you are here. We have a very amazing show for you tonight. Um, if you haven't already done so, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you are brand new to the channel. Um, so before we begin, on behalf of Matthew and I, just wanted to give a little tribute to the three legends that we lost this week. Started off with Dolly Parton last Tuesday. Peter Cullen, voice of Winnie the Pooh, or not Winnie the Pooh, but Eeyore, and so many other favorite characters. And then last but not least, Tim Curry. So, on behalf of Matthew and myself, prayers go out to their families, and our thoughts are with them always during this difficult time. All right. So before we move on to our guests, I would like to, actually, let's start with our guests this evening. So please help me welcome to, once again, Magic with Matthew as my co host this evening. We also have, oops. All right. So, anyways, also please help me welcome John Corndog from Chasing Smiles TV.
Tackle him. Tackle
And last
him.
but certainly not least, Once Upon a Good Time. Welcome in, you guys. So glad you can join us. Please tell our viewers where they can find you and any new content to check out.
You can find me, my brand new channel, Chasing Smiles TV. We're going to have a nightly show every single night, weekends included, where we share with each other what streams we watched that day and how much fun we had, and just fellowship with the Disney streaming communities. On the nightly show is called I Did a Disney.
Very nice. Once Upon a Good Time. How can people find you?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for inviting us. We are Once Upon a Time, Nikki and Ray.
Hello.
You can find us on every social media platform under Once Upon a Good Time. And we cover Disneyland content. Tomorrow we'll be doing a Disneyland live stream. And the following week, we're going to be covering Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios, Hollywood. And we're super excited about that.
Very nice. And then, Matthew, what's going on your channel?
All right, you guys can check me out on YouTube, and I'm doing some podcasts, and I'll be going to the parks hopefully next week. I'm not quite sure on the schedule, so I'm gonna definitely check on that. And yesterday I just did a podcast, and John and APP joined, and you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. My Instagram is MP in Orlando. Facebook is Matthew Perdomo, and then TikTok is I just recently changed it like a couple days ago. It's Matthew Speed Dating. So I'll be hosting Speed Dating Live. So I'll be the host of the show. So please check me out on TikTok and all the other social media platforms.
And you can follow me on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, all those socials, any socials that have the name Amusement Park Pirates. You can follow me right there. So before we jump into today's conversations, which is pretty much one of the most interesting topics that we have here, um, I would like to welcome in everyone. So we have, let's see, get to the chat here. I see we have Lisa Chandler Videos. Welcome in, Lisa. We got Magic with Matthew doing double duty. Welcome. John Corndog is here doing double duty as well. We got Buzz Lightyear fan. He's a good evening, APP and Matthew. Welcome in, Buzz Lightyear fan. Hope you're doing well. Catching up with the chat here. Okay, so not bad crowd for this evening. So let us begin with some. Oh, come on. Let's start off with some Midsummer Scream updates. Go back to the slides here. So first off, we're going to be talking about Halloween Horror Nights. This is basically the event that Once Upon a Good Time will be attending next Thursday, so make sure to tune in for that. I see we also have Disney for Life in here. Welcome in. She says hello.
Hello.
Welcome in. Excuse me. So, at Midsummer Scream, they announced that there are they announced these two new houses coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year. The first house is Quinceañera, music by Flash, which is going to be where the Parisian courtyard is. And then recently they also announced the Terror Tram theme, which is going to be Art the Clown. So, John, Once Upon a Good Time, Matthew, what are your thoughts about these two new announcements that were shared at Midsummer Scream?
I'll let John go first.
First of all, Quinceañera. See what you did there? Very clever, very cool. Exciting to go to the two new shows, I guess you'd call them. Should be fun.
And I agree with John. So it looks fun, but first of all, I don't like clowns. Just my opinion right there.
Who does?
And the reason why I don't go to Horror Nights too much because of just too many of the jump scares and everything, so it can get me some nightmares. But honestly, if I do go to Horror Nights, I'll do like the terrier trim and the kill scenario. But I'll do like the more kill scenario right there. So like that's more terrified than terrier's tramp. So just my opinion right there.
How about you, Once Upon a Good Time?
Oh yeah, that Terror Tram is going to be very popular. You saw Art the Clown come last year in that big maze as well, and he's coming for a comeback. Terror Tram is going to be a big hit, which means it's going to be very crowded. So people got to keep that in mind. Probably try to do that maze first because those mazes, and especially going to the Terror Tram, it does take quite time to get through that, but he's gonna kill it. I think he's gonna kill it. HHN is intense, and I still get goosebumps going in there too, adrenaline rush. But Kill Senora too, it's gonna be a hit. Both of them are gonna be a hit for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh, I agree.
And sorry, you were saying? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're okay.
No, you're all good. I'm agreeing with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then last but not least, my thoughts on all this. It looks pretty exciting, like you guys said. Kill Signetta, music by Slash is always an exciting new original house. Slash has always been a part of the Halloween Horror Nights realm, so getting to hear his music again. But this time the upper lot, because last year they had Slash in the lower lot where Scarecrow is, or where was rather, from last year. Transformers. I think it's going to be a great one. And then, of course, Terror Tram, featuring Art the Clown. Are you kidding me? With
Exactly.
Art the Clown being so popular last year, it's really going to be a nice time. And so, yeah. So, with that being said, here, let me catch up with the chat before we move on to scare zones for Halloween Horror Nights. I see we have Patrick Julian in the house. Welcome in. He says, Bright Suns and Rising Moons, APP, Matthew, John, and my fellow mods. Welcome in, Patrick. And then also we have Daryl Chin in the house. Welcome in, Daryl. Welcome in, Daryl. We got a question here from Daryl. He asked, wonder if the actual Art the Clown made a surprise at Universal Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. They also did announce that Art the Clown will be roaming through the streets at around the park like last year. So
Mhm.
we
Leave a
got
photo
Tonio
op, too,
Tower in
right?
here. Welcome in.
Hello.
What was that once?
Yeah, a photo op with Art the Clown at the end of the Terror Tram. You can
Yeah.
take a photo with Santa art.
Mhm.
We were told. That's gonna be super exciting.
Yes, there's going to be a photo op as well. But mostly just a walk around character as well
Right.
that will be roaming the park like last year. And also Nikki from Obsession too. That'll be very exciting
Yes.
too. All right, so moving on to the scare zones for 2026 at Universal Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. We have supposedly 3 new scare zones, actually technically 4, didn't really fit them in the slide. But we have Blood Bog, which will be located near the Terror Tram. Hackers, which is going to be near the entrance. And pretty much the ones that is pretty interesting ever since it came out is Fort Nightmares coming to the Fire Towers area. So what are your thoughts on on part 1 of these new scare zones for 2026?
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fortnite is super hot, and they're partnering up with a ton of different venues and avenues to really plug in their property. So this is going to be fun for those that play Fortnite and whose kids play Fortnite. For us old people out there. So yeah, it's exciting.
I think Fortnite is going to be a good addition because I know it's not scary in the games, but I play Fortnite and I really enjoy Fortnite. So I think honestly, right there, that should not be in Horror Nights. Just my perspective, my opinion, thought right there. So I know everyone loves it and it's pretty addicting. So I'm thinking not put in Halloween Horror Nights to or Orlando and Hollywood. Just my opinion right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fortnite, there's a big fan base. I mean, my brother plays Fortnite. A lot of our friends play Fortnite. It's such a big community thing. So it's going to be interesting to see that come to life at HHN. We'll see how they kind of bring it to life with the scariness, with the intenseness. So we'll see. We will have to find out.
Yeah, the Blood Bog and the Hackers, it's going to be a home run, especially with the chainsaws. HHN
Yeah.
always hits a home run with the chainsaws at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes, that can get very intense.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all day. So
We're super excited.
for
We
that,
can't
yeah,
wait.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, I do have some questions about Fortnitemares and how Hollywood, Hollywood is going to incorporate Fortnitemares into their scare zone. I've seen in Orlando from their cast member previews that there's like some projections. They have the different characters, not just the three on screen, but um, but they have like different different characters from the actual Fortnite range, if you will, or platform. I was expecting like having like IPs like Jason or Michael Myers or anything like that, but I think it's going to definitely um, kind of center in these three characters that are featured, like this little pumpkin head, little teddy bear, and also the skeleton as well. Um, so that's pretty much how I think. And then, of course, Hackers and Bloodbog. From what I've seen with Bloodbog near the Terror Tram, it's going to be very scary. If you are not a fan of spiders, I would definitely not go near that. But Hackers, like Once Upon a Good Time said, chainsaws, we usually call at Hollywood. I think that last hour or last couple 10 minutes, like the chainsaw
Yes.
chase out, and
The Power Hour.
it's where
Power
every
hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, where like almost everybody in the scare zone like has these chainsaws and they like chase you out of there. It's really fun.
It's like that final walkthrough of all the chainsaws from the night. Yeah.
And Art the Clown shared with them too
The last
year.
time. So
Yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be cool to see that too again.
Mhm. All right, so continuing on with the scare zones, we have Murder of Crows, which will be returning for 2026. That'll be in its new location this year. They used to be where Fast and Furious is from a couple years ago. Now they moved to the very entrance to the park. And then last but certainly not least, which is new for 2026, El Circo de la Muerte, which is near the exit to Quinceañera and the Parisian Courtyard area. So, what are your guys' thoughts on returning, on Murder of Crows returning, and El Circo de la Muerte being new? Starting off with Once Upon a Good Time.
Yeah, I remember the Murder of the Crows. Those crows are humongous. Like they were like hovering, they just like hover over you. They're very interactive. I mean, from when we went, right? I don't know if you remember, but they were like hovering over me because I was by myself at one time and they were just like chasing me in my face on those stilts, like those 7-foot stilts. So that's pretty interesting. El Circo de la Muerte, that's going to be nice. I think all the Latin American type of culture, they really intensify that fog as well as is. So I think it's going to be really good. Yeah, they get into it from what I've seen. So You agree?
No, I agree. I'm
Yeah.
excited for both of them.
Yeah.
How about you, John?
Oh, I am an East Coast guy, so I don't get out there a lot to see the Halloween Horror Nights. But I have watched a lot of Once Upon a Good Times videos. Um, was it the 13th Door? What was that? Oh, that was so fun watching those. And so I hope you guys can give us some
Oh, the
content from these
17
new shows.
Oh,
So yeah, looking forward to
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
some of that content
absolutely.
from you guys.
Actually, I'm supposed to do 17 door again. Okay.
Oh yeah?
Oh, it's coming.
Can't wait. That was
It's gonna
so
be
super
cooking
fun.
soon. and he's
You guys had me rolling. You guys had me rolling all over the floor.
Oh
So
yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
that's a whole nother level.
Well, that 17 door, they actually tase you, touch you, bugs on you.
It's
That's
a whole
super
different-
extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
she won't
goodness.
do it. I'll do it for the
Yeah,
channel.
I'll watch you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, looking forward to more of that. Thank you.
Matthew, your thoughts?
I agree. I'm the same thing as John. I'm an East Coast guy, so I live in Orlando. So, I go to Disney and Universal a lot. So, I have no thoughts right there. But at Cargo de la Muerte looks very interesting, and I like to watch it. You guys watch it on stream, so I'd like to check that maze out. So, and then also Murder of Crows looks very interesting to return. So. I'd like to check that out on stream as well.
Very nice. And then my thoughts on these two scare zones, Murder of Crows. I mean, like Once Upon a Good Time mentioned, you get that towering crows, you get all sorts of type of crows, gathering around you and such. It's really cool. They even have a baby animatronic crow, as well too. So, I'm very excited to have that to return. This time to the entrance to the park, and then El Circo de la Muerte. I'm really curious about because I've been hearing some rumors that it's gonna have like two stilt walking banshees, which that hasn't happened since 2019 Halloween Horror Nights. From what I've read from previous sources, and it's gonna be really fun. It's a great addition to the Quinceañera maze, which is near that. So, continuing on to one of the most biggest events, which I am looking forward to, Knott's Scary Farm 2026. I attended the Nightmares Revealed event from last Tuesday, and there were some pretty amazing and pretty impressive announcements, I would have to say, and some great returning things as well. But first, before we move on, I just wanted to catch up with chat here before we move on to the next topic. Let's see. Um, so Tony says it's new seeing the new Horror Night interactions, absolutely. And this is only in Hollywood, so you guys in Orlando do not unfortunately get this. Besides the Fort Nightmares scare zone. Let's see. Tony says haven't done Halloween or Horror Nights, but I'm curious, Matthew. Yeah, it's really super fun. I went in 2024, and at least in Hollywood. It's really fun. Highly recommend. if you live in the Southern California area, you would have to deal with traffic and such, but other than that, it's really fun. So, all right, so let's get a move on to some Scary Farm updates that they announced at both Midsummer Scream and Nightmares Revealed. Starting off with a new updated Carnival. This is where Professor Mesmer calls upon his clown troupe, and supposedly this will be near the boardwalk area. So, what are your thoughts on the updated Carnival?
Again, I will yield to the rest of the panel for this. I haven't experienced it, and so I know it's going to be exciting for you guys to see any updates.
So yeah, we're excited that they're updating Carnival. You know, we loved Mesmer. That was an awesome maze and not scare farm.
Yeah.
They went all out.
Mesmer was one of our favorites, actually. So
Right.
it's kind of interesting to see it kind of evolve into a scare zone.
Right.
So that's interesting. Very interesting. Right.
Yep.
Matthew, your thoughts?
It looks interesting, and the clown. Since I don't like terrified with clowns, so it looks pretty scary for me. So I just think, it looks very scary for me. I'm gonna have to give you that right there.
Yeah.
No worries, Matthew. And my thoughts, last but not least, about this new Carnival. I think it's also interesting as well. I am very looking forward to going through it on opening day, and see what it basically is all about. So, moving on to the two new mazes coming to Not Scary Farm. At Nightmares Revealed, they announced that Unearthed is a new maze coming to Scary Farm. That will be replaced by the Grimoire in Ghost Town. This is kind of like an Indiana Jones / Revenge of the Mummy type maze where some artifact calls this archaeologist, and some strange happenings start to arise. And then last but not least, Inked is a new maze coming to where Mesmer used to be, near Boardwalk area of the farm. And it's basically where an artist, a 1930s artist named Mortimer, draws these little Halloween type art for Halloween. And all of a sudden, one drop of blood creates his drawings to come alive. And it doesn't, let me just say that it doesn't come out the way it seems at the end. As you can see on the right, they become evil and possessed. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the new mazes for 2026 at Knott's Scary Farm?
John.
I'm interested in the Inked. I think that's a pretty clever take for a maze. cartoon characters coming to life. It'll be interesting to see how they pull that off. If it's too goofy and too cartoonish, then you kind of lose the whole vibe of the scary mazes. But if they pull it off well, I'm sure it's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, I agree with John in regards to Inked, because at first our first impression was like, this looks really silly.
Yeah.
We want something scary
At
first.
Yeah.
And it almost, a coincidence, almost looked like an evil Walt Disney, right? Like drawing Mickey Mouse and all that. He looks like an evil Felix the Cat from our perspective.
Yeah.
But like John says, if they pull it off, it could be a home run.
Yeah.
We're super excited to check that out.
Yeah.
And the Unearthed, and I agree with Amusement Park Pirates, the hybrid of Indiana Jones and like an Egyptian curse. That is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And we can't wait to check that out.
And Knott's gets very detailed with their mazes too. There's a lot of details.
Creativity.
It's hard to like watch every little detail because you're getting scared and all that. But there's a lot of detail that they add to these mazes. So I'm very curious the details on both of these ends, what they're gonna do. So I think they could pull it off, but we'll have to find out. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm wondering if Ink is going to lean more towards the laughs than scares, and that
Right.
might
Yeah.
be their angle.
right. And that's kind of what we were thinking too. Kind of too silly, a little, I don't know.
Like an evil Toon Town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll have to find out. So.
Matthew, your thoughts?
Absolutely, I agree with Once Upon a Dream and John. So I'm very, very curious, and with the cartoonish right there, and my honest opinion is just is it going to be cartoon slash scare zone? Just my predict right there. If it does, get scarier or be silly or whatever, just my predict right there, and just my opinion.
Very nice. And then before I share my thoughts, I wanted to welcome in Foxglove Fairy has joined us. Well, welcome in, Foxglove. Hope you are doing well. So my thoughts, on the two new mazes for nuts. I think they're also pretty interesting as well. I like what John said with the inked one of having evil Toontown, if you will. But I do remember that Knott's did have a cartoon version-ish maze, and I think it's been some time, like the 1970s or something like that. But it's really interesting to have it back. I was more thinking okay, I'm seeing Disney kind of being a little teased. But as soon as I knew the story and all that, I was thinking, okay, this is original take. I was like, and all that so forth, and I think it's gonna be another interesting thing. And then for the unearthed maze, I'm also curious to see what happens with this kind of type Indiana Jones, Revenge of the Mummy type style thing. But before we move on, I wanted to clear something real quick that Knott's is still continuing its policy of no filming in the mazes. I was expecting that it was a once a year thing. Now it has returned for the second year, so we'll see on opening day if I can film, or once about a good time can film on these new and returning mazes for 2026.
Rust.
So just wanted to put that out there.
I hope they can, because those are so fun. When Once Upon a Good Time and their crew takes on these mazes, it's amazing fun.
Right.
Oh,
We appreciate it. Yeah, we actually started our in 2019.
2019
We started our channel there
at Not Scary Farm.
at Not Scary Farm.
Yeah.
Doing the mazes, and I was like, actually, our first date was at Not Scary Farm many years ago. But it does hold a special place on it, so it is unfortunate that happens. But I know there's only so much we can do.
Aw.
That's out of our reach and stuff. But we'll just have to see. That would be nice if they can let us do at least the first night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a treat, honestly. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Right. And I'm just curious, like, will they invite creators for the first day, or just because I mean the first day attracts mostly everybody.
Right.
All
Right.
creators, big and small. And they do want to film because
Yeah.
pretty much
Exactly.
that's all that they do.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to see, like, okay, you know, should we film inside the mazes or not?
Mm-hmm. That's
Or
a good
just,
question.
or it's just
Yeah.
a invited media thing. So,
That is a good question. Man.
but
That's good. Good point.
I know.
Hi,
That's
Lawrence.
the whole point. Too.
let's see. We got Lawrence. Where is it?
Hello, Lauren.
There he is. Lawrence, welcome in, and good sir. Hope you're having a safe travel
Now,
to
I
Florida.
thought Lawrence was flying. I thought Lawrence was in the air.
Nope.
As,
He
as
said
far as
he
I know,
just landed.
Lawrence. Oh, okay.
So welcome to Florida, Lawrence. Hope you have a safe trip to Walt Disney World. So,
Exciting.
all right. Moving on to a lighter note, let's talk about some D23. Oh my goodness. That Parks panel and mostly the entire weekend was a home run. Might I just say, with D23, and the fact that myself, Matthew, John, and myself was so excited after this that we just couldn't stop talking. So let's go over what happened for the parks panel. We're only going to be focusing on that. The movies, everything else, we might do it towards the end. I'm not sure, depending on time, but we're only going to be covering the parks panel. And before we do that, Daryl Chin says sending them a message asking to film on opening night is a good way too, or even just calling them too for nuts as well, just to make sure. So, all right. So let us begin with on this carousel of progress, if you will, because that was the theme from a couple Saturdays ago, actually 10 days ago. I think from what they've announced, starting with Disneyland, the West Coast. Let's bring some love back to the original theme park. So first and foremost, this almost shocked everybody. Tomorrowland being reimagined. What are your guys' thoughts on a new Tomorrowland coming to Disneyland. And my question to you, to the panel is, and also the chat as well, while you're thinking about your thoughts, is that Thomas did say that it was going to, Thomas Maslam did say that it was going to have a lot of space. So my question for you all, including the chat, is what would you like to see in the new Tomorrowland at Disneyland? And what would you think that Disney might consider scratching?
Well, I think that they've got a lot of opportunity here. I mean, this isn't just one location. This isn't just like Space Mountain or an isolated ride. This is the entire land altogether. And so they do have a lot of opportunities. What I'm hearing a lot of excitement about is bringing back the People Mover. That would take a lot of work, of course. So let's kind of temper our expectations on whether or not they can do that. But if it is going to be a completely reimagined, then they have an opportunity to, tear down those structures, those support beams, reinforce them from all the damage that they took, and bring that back. Disneyland fans are clamoring for that. The first thing that everybody brings up when anybody talks about the Tomorrowland reimagining is bringing back the People Mover. And the tagline, yesterday's tomorrow, today, kind of hints that they're going to be bringing back something from the legacy Tomorrowland that people have been missing. Yesterday's tomorrow, today. And that's pretty much what Walt had envisioned the People Mover to be, the new way that people would be traveling in urban areas in his tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Once Upon a Good Time?
More. We've been saying this for a long time. It's about time. It's about time. Tomorrowland deserves a lot of TLC, for sure.
It was so empty. We used to call it Yesterday Land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to be the future.
Right.
Right?
Futuristic.
Remember People Movers? There was Captain EO. There was the Star Arcade. It was bumping. It was lively. Everybody would go to the People Movers too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about time they're going to be updating, renovating, you name it. We're super excited. It was much needed.
It's much needed.
That investment was so much needed.
Oh yeah, it's long overdue.
Long overdue.
But it'd be nice to see the People Mover back. I mean, that was like the original OG, Yeah. And that would be nice for it to come back, even if it takes some time. It would be nice to see that originality come back into that, and to see it sparkle and shine again. Yeah, that would be really nice. So we're excited for that.
Shoot, bring the alien encounter in there. It's funny, guys. I experienced a little. I went on the alien encounter at Walt Disney World. Super scary, intense. Imagine that in Tomorrowland, something like that.
Oh my goodness. But they have so much opportunity.
Just a hair too scary though, because that's why they pulled it out.
Right?
Oh yeah, it was.
So
it's about time.
It's about time.
Goodbye, Yesterday Land.
Yes, and hello to Tomorrowland again.
Matthew, what are your thoughts?
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So I clicked the wrong button. Sorry. Okay. I honestly think I'm glad they're redoing this Tomorrowland. So, what you guys said it was yesterday. I think the problem is with abandoning the People Mover with formerly known as rocket rods, and I wish they can innovate that track and reuse it more again, and like split it out with the between the two tracks, and just my option right there. And I would definitely like to bring it back with Walt's original ride, Carousel Progress. So I'd like to see if they could bring that back with the People Mover. So I think it's going to be a great option if they do that for the renovation for Tomorrowland. So I think it's going to be a good option to bring back Carousel Progress.
Now we know that in Magic Kingdom, they're redoing the Carousel of Progress. I'm wondering if they could actually take that version of Carousel of Progress that's running current or that was running currently in Magic Kingdom and bring it back there to Disneyland.
Yep.
I could
It's a
see
possibility.
something. But my thoughts on a new Tomorrowland, like you guys said, fans have been wanting this for who knows how long. We've been seeing pretty much almost every year those walls near the entrance to Tomorrowland just sitting there with a supposedly a concept art featuring new plants and all that so forth, and that didn't really happen. But having the return of the People Mover, having the return of original Carousel of Progress, I think that's what definitely Walt would have wanted. And that's pretty much about it. I mean, everything else is just, you know, I would love to see Captain EO return because, you know, fantasy fans have loved the new Michael Jackson movie that just came out recently. Excuse me, and so many others. So I would say that. Um, Catching up with the chat here, Lisa says in a way it breaks my heart, but it's about time if it's supposed to still mean tomorrow. Absolutely. Excuse me. Lisa says, I want to see an actual asteroid mining based on play. Disney Life says, shut down Nemo and add a better ride. Okay. Let's see.
Not your brother. It's like brother.
Okay, brother.
Let's see. Lisa says, add more lounges within futuristic experiences, though it feels current in 20 years. Yeah, Disney usually likes their lounges. Like I said in the D23 podcast, Disney loves lounges like the Geo 82 lounge in Epcot. I believe there's one in Magic Kingdom there with the Beacon Barrel, so I
Yeah,
definitely
brand
would
new.
see maybe some lounges. Let's see. Park Bros says a few years ago, Bob Iger said how many billions of dollars Disney would be spending on the parks. We are seeing it. We are now seeing it come to life. Absolutely, Park Bros. Oh my gosh.
True.
Daryl says call it Futureland, LOL. Or OG Land. That would be something. Let's see. Lisa says definitely Captain EO, and then Disney for Life says add Tron like Disney
Ooh.
World.
That would be awesome.
No, Tron, that would be pretty cool.
Wow.
But I'm not really so sure how it would fit.
Huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. It'd
So
be interesting.
That's actually the first time I've heard somebody actually suggest that.
I think there
Oddly enough.
was someone that did post saying that there was kind of a rumor going around that it would be nice if Tron Light Cycle Run would come to Disneyland.
Mhm.
And then before we move on, because we do have a lot, and I mean a lot of things to get through today. Lisa says, I want to get off the ride in the middle and be in the lounge and get back on when I want and keep going, order coffee, sit, look at counter videos. And then Lisa says if they add Tron, make it longer and compete with Orlando riders. That would be interesting. They also did it at Shanghai as well. So Shanghai, Orlando, are the only two versions of Tron that is in the world. So it would be interesting, but we'll see. Okay, let's talk about the three new, rather not new, but three returning shows coming back to Disneyland and Disney California Adventure next year. Starting off in February, the 50th anniversary fireworks, Remember Dreams Come True. The original World of Color will be taking part of that as well. And in Just in Time for Summer, Magic Happens parade returning to the parks in 2027. So what are your thoughts about these three new, or not new, but three returning shows coming back to Disneyland and DCA?
Well, we're very excited for the original World of Color show because we love World of Color.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know,
It's beautiful.
very
to
much
see.
needed. And the two other parades, do you recall that one? The one on the right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see it again.
It's good, you know,
Yeah.
to get a good refresh of the parades, and we're
The
just
fireworks.
excited. Fireworks.
It's always magical. Anything that they do with the fireworks is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everyone just stops and stares and tries to get a video or a photo. I can't wait. We definitely can't wait. Well, the color is beautiful too.
Oh,
That's one of our favorites. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
How about you, John and Matthew?
When I first heard about this, I was so happy for you guys on the West Coast because over here, when we lose a show, like a fireworks show or a beloved parade, we tend to not get them back. And so you guys get to re-experience these shows, these fireworks shows, these parades that you used to love, and get to welcome them back and see them again. I'm very happy for you guys. That's something we can only dream of over here on the West Coast or left coast. East Coast. Which way? Walt Disney
This way?
World. Yeah.
Yeah.
Us Walt Disney World people. I personally, oh man, if they ever bring back Spectral Magic, that would be a dream come true for me. But over here, they just don't do that. They don't do encores. They don't. It's just gone. It's like you guys just lost Paint the Night, but that'll
Yeah.
be back, I'm sure, for you guys. It might be 2 years, 3 years down the line, but you'll see it again.
Right. How about you, Matthew?
You guys are so lucky than comparable to Disney World's versions, like what John said. So, you know, I think I'm happy you guys are bringing back World of Color, the parade back, and the new fireworks show. And I'm proud of you guys for bringing back. I wish we had the same here at the Walt Disney World, but they're not going to do that. So, you know, here at Walt Disney. So, I think honestly,
We're jealous.
if you know, I'm sorry.
No.
I said, we're jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Come on, I'm
crazy.
jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They need
and
to.
especially when. Gotcha. And especially when it comes to closing, and then they don't bring it back, that makes me mad. And like for any attractions or any show or any ride that replaces and then puts a new show or a new ride, that kind of like makes me mad and upset. So I'm glad you guys are bringing back the three the fireworks, the parade, and World of Color. So proud of you guys.
Absolutely. And my thoughts when I first heard that Magic Happens, World of Color, and Remember Dreams Come True were coming back, I remember I was so excited that I was like jumping up and down, like, let's freaking go. I mean, I remember watching these, I mean, at least two of them, not the third one. When we when I first came to Disneyland, Magic Happens was a parade that did not serve its time well 6 years ago, but because of that pandemic. But always happy to see it coming back. For World of Color, I am super excited. Disney has been throwing off these different World of Colors, like World of Color 1 for the 100th, and then World of Color Happiness from the 70th. And so finally getting to see World of Color coming back. I mean, again, fans were asking for it as well. And I am happy that it'll come back. And then last but not least, with the Remember Dreams Come True fireworks, I am excited to see this. It'll be a brand new show for me because I've never seen that because I wasn't around during the 50th. But it's nice to have these three come back to the parks. Let's talk about Coco now. Coco Boat Ride coming to Disney California Adventure. These are some two new concept arts featuring Coco. One with Hector in the queue, and then the one on the right, it has Miguel and his family, past and present. So what are your guys' thoughts on the first look on the Coco ride?
Now we're super excited with Coco. We love Coco, our Mexican Latin culture,
Yeah.
and to finally have the boat ride with advanced, animatronic technology coming to DCA, we can't wait. We can't wait to experience that. To share it with our followers and everybody at POVs and just for our family and loved ones.
Yeah.
And it was much needed at DCA.
It's going to be beautiful to see it come to life.
Mhm.
Again. Yeah. I can't wait. Definitely can't wait. One of our favorites.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
Absolutely. John, Matthew?
So, first of all, this movie, I'm 55 years old. This movie made me bawl at the end. Such an adorable movie, such a great story, character driven and culture driven. And oh, it just had me so emotional at the end. So to see this property get a ride, and I believe the panel at D23 had said this is gonna be a family ride. No height restriction or anything. And it's meant to be a family and a celebration of family and a celebration of culture. And they said that this was going to be a very moving ride, very emotional ride. So, they're not looking for excitement. They're not looking for, you know, ups and downs. They're looking for something that's really going to move people as an entertainment property, which is very exciting. Looking forward to this.
Absolutely. And Matthew?
Oh, I agree with John. So, since when I saw Coco in theaters, I was 15 years old when this movie came out, and I almost cried in this movie at the end of Coco. So, as a Coco fan, I love this movie, but you guys are lucky we don't get one as well for Walt Disney World in Mexico Pavilion, Epcot. So, and I'm excited to see this new ride, and I looking forward for more details and look for hidden gems and the sculpture looks fantastic and the animatronics look good. So in the concept art, so I am very excited and can't wait to watch it on stream.
Absolutely. And my thoughts, as always, I mean, Coco, like what John and Matthew said, and also Once Upon a Good Time, it's a representation of Latino culture, rather Mexican culture. Um, it represents so much from Day of the Dead celebrations to just being with family. and I'm sure myself, I too, pretty much cried when I saw that movie, and to actually see a representation of Coco, being so diverse and
Yes.
so, at least that brand is growing so much. We've been having some Coco representation, across DCA and Disneyland with meet and greets and shows, and now getting to see a ride. I mean, that's just expanding the Coco universe even further. Um, and I would love to see, hopefully, even an expansion of Mexico Pavilion, um, with this Coco ride as well, if they bring it to Walt Disney World. Let's see. Buzz Lightyear fan says Coco would be so awesome at DCA. I agree. Lisa says I cannot wait to see the animatronics. Me too. It's going to be so amazing. Let's see. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Continuing on with some Avengers now. These are the 2 new concept arts that was released for the new Infinity Defense, which is pictured above, which was the pre-show area. And then the bottom is a picture of your briefing in the Tony Stark Flight Lab, which is coming to Avengers Campus. So, thoughts on these 2 concept arts?
Well, I am super excited. Uh, I didn't realize this when we first saw this, um, but this has huge implications on the MCU movies. Um, because a lot of what they're showing here is Tony Stark's Iron Man, not Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. It's highlighting Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man with these characters that have evolved to their new states, like the new Captain America with Sam. So I didn't realize it at first. So I'm like, wow, this could actually be some big news for the MCU in general. The way that they're portraying this, unless they involve some type of time travel in that. But yeah, I'm a big Marvel fan, so this was super fun to see all this, and it's great to see that they're actually having the actual actors film scenes for this, so we get to get excited about those appearances.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with John. We're super big fan of Marvel, you know, and especially the e-ticket ride and fence. If it's like Rise of Resistance, it's gonna be mind blowing, and you're gonna feel immersed in the ride. You're gonna be part of the Avengers. Imagine having a life-size Thanos animatronic coming at you. Robert Downey, Iron Man animatronic.
Yeah, it's good to see Iron Man, him as Iron Man back.
I always tell Nikki, kids, they have this. Like we were kids, we didn't have this, And we're excited for that. And the Tony Stark ride, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be around like crazy. But Infinity Defense, we're like
it's gonna be.
we're rubbing our hands.
Mhm.
When's it starting?
Yeah,
And if you guys
Epic.
saw D23, they were showing some of those set pieces as they're building them with the huge Mjolnir, the Thor's hammer. Thing is huge and gigantic, and you're going to be going and seeing these things that they're building. Amazing.
Yeah, like Thor's hammer
Yes.
is going to be huge. They even have like a statue of Wakanda, like the Black
Oh yeah,
Panther.
yeah.
Um, It's going to
Mhm.
be,
Can't wait.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Matthew, your thoughts?
It looks amazing, and I'm glad they're bringing
Mhm.
back Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, so as his actual suit. And this ride is going to be similar to Harry Potter, just like the hanged ride vehicle, whatever it's called. But I like to see this in the future, and I can't wait to come back to Disneyland. I haven't been there in quite some time, so I can't wait to go back and ride this attraction right here. It's gonna look awesome, and and the pre-show
Mhm.
looks phenomenal, and the concept art is spot on as well. And this Marvel attraction is going to be absolute a banger for Iron Man attraction.
Absolutely. And might I just add that these two new rides are supposedly scheduled to open in 2028. So little more than less than 2 years. So um, hopefully in time for the Summer Olympics in LA. So
For sure.
um, my thoughts on all these, like John said, I mean, it's going to be huge for Infinity Defense. I hope it is a Rise of the Resistance style type attraction. Um, those set pieces that we saw a couple Saturdays ago was insane. And yeah, I just cannot wait to stream, hopefully, these two attractions in 2028. Um, that's if they, that is if they lower the price for Magic Keys, or if they still have passed. Um, LOL, I'm just making a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be very cool. Um, yes, it's very cool, Buzz, that Disney bought Marvel um, as well. So let's move on to some Walt Disney World, where things are getting really exciting over there. Um, so let's go into it. Starting off with Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth is getting a refurbishment coming in soon. And it's going to be based on human connection. Um, so, quick thoughts on the new upcoming Spaceship Earth refurb.
Oh, I'm very excited. This ride has needed to be updated for forever. Um, the original theme was communication, and so we learned how language and other ways of communicating has grown. But they had smooshed that all into the first half of the ride. The second half of the ride was pretty quiet, pretty dull. So to redo this, especially with a new theme, um, is going to be amazing. They have a lot of opportunities here. Hopefully, they can balance out that ride to where everything's not just so jammed up into the beginning of the ride. And Disney is always innovative. I think that they're looking to bring in something incredibly cool to beef up that ride. Um, just in today's Disney, just simple animatronics, that doesn't cut it anymore. It doesn't. You got to have something that's going to blow people's minds. And so I love that they're doing this. Spaceship Earth is the centerpiece of Epcot, and it should be where everybody flows to.
Absolutely. Once upon a good time, your thoughts? I think you're muted.
He says, I like it.
I think the concept art looks amazing. I long time since I've been on the East Coast. Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we can hear you.
I like it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I have a little technical difficulties. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Okay, sorry, little technical difficulties. Sorry about that. I think the concept art looks amazing. I'm overdue. We're overdue, Nikki and I. Can you guys hear me? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go to Spaceship Earth. It looks amazing, and I envy you guys. You guys are having Cosmic Rewind, Spaceship Earth, and we're overdue to go Walt Disney World. Nikki has never gone to water. I have twice, so I got to take her. We're overdue.
Definitely come over here and see us.
Matthew, your thoughts about a Spaceship Earth?
The storyline is going to be phenomenal, and I hope it's going to be good. I personally think when it's a human connection, I believe it's going to be like, like making phone calls or something like in that ride. It's just my perspective, and I think when these scenes, we need to like actually like in the beginning of the ride, we need to put some more animatronics in there. So and so you could begin with the future of Spaceship Earth with the themings. And I would like to, especially one thing I'd like to check out is like how Disney is gonna be, like how it's gonna work with the human connection to connection. So based on the storyline, so I want to think thanks to the Phoenicians, and I want to, I want to like think if it's gonna be possible if human connection to another parts of the world of the future. Just my perspective on this concept art, and this concept art is pretty good. So the concept art looks phenomenal. The lighting and all those special effects on Spaceship Earth on the concept art.
Absolutely. My thoughts on this, and by the way, this is not the actual concept art. I just threw up a random image of Spaceship Earth. But my thoughts about the new Spaceship Earth refurbishment is, I like it. I mean, I think it might be that time to kind of rephrase it, like, um, kind of like change the total aspect of it as well. Because for whoever many years, it's about It was based on human. What was it, John? Human
Communication.
communication. I'm just also curious to see how it plays out with human connection, and see how, um, you know, in time, um, how we connect with one another. So it'll be very exciting, for sure. And like Once Upon a Good Time said, I have never been to Disney World, so um, might need to book a trip out there. Hopefully soon. Let's talk about Dreamfinder and Figment. Moving on. One of the most major announcements that was announced was that Figment and the Dreamfinder will be returning to the park. In what way, I do not know.
Oh, we're
Or
overdue.
they might be fixing the ride.
Overdue.
Yes, overdue. Meet and greets, etc. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the Dreamfinder and Figment returning to Epcot?
This is one of the highlights of the show. They saved it to the end. A lot of people thought that this was going to be the focus of the show. And we all kind of figured that there was a reason that Neil Patrick Harris was hosting. We figured that he would be the new Dreamfinder. 98 since we've had Dreamfinder. So it's been a long time, and people have been asking for it back. The Journey to Imagination ride, it's been needing an update for such a long time. And I think this is going to be a breath of fresh air. Everybody loves Figment. When Epcot was first opened, they wanted Figment to be the Mickey Mouse of Epcot. They wanted him to be the character focus and move all the merch. He's still represented in the merch, but not as much. He's not the focus of the park that he was meant to be. And I think this is going to revitalize him, and we're going to get a great show. We're going to get a great ride.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I wasn't even born when this Dreamfinder closed. So I previously worked with the current version now, but finally it's coming, and I'm looking forward for Dreamfinder. I know I've been in the parks for a while to go to Epcot and go to the Food and Wine Festival, and keep hearing people saying, "Oh, I want Dreamfinder back." They kept talking about it like for years, and then
Oh yeah.
now it's getting to the point it's getting me hyped, and I'm looking forward for the new storyline of Dreamfinder. So I'm glad it came back this year. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity to have fun and show the new storyline for Figment. And I honestly think I wish they would have shown the concept art at the end, but I was a little disappointed when they did not show the concept art. So I think it's gonna be a good opportunity.
Right. And then last but not least, Once Upon a Good Time. And you guys are muted again. Um, let's see. So while we're waiting on Once Upon a Good Time to fix their issues, catch up with the chat here. Buzz Lightyear fan says, I love the three caballeros. So beautiful. I agree, Buzz.
It's been I was a little kid getting on the ride with seeing Figment, so it's. Are we muted again?
And we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Could you hear me
And
now?
you're muted again.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Can you hear us? We're unmuted.
We're unmuted.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Mm-hmm.
You guys.
Hear us now?
Can you guys hear us? We're unmuted. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's been years. I was a little kid seeing Figment. You know, he looks adorable.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. So a little
Yeah,
technical
we can hear you, but we don't see you
I
talking for
really don't
like
have
30
anything
seconds.
regarding that, but I remember Figment as a little kid. And I think it's a great that he's coming back for the East Coast. Nicole that.
I know I've been, so
Yeah.
I think it's time to take that Disney trip. Disney World
We need to
trip.
take that Walt Disney World trip.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And then my thoughts. I am very excited that Dreamfinder and Figment are returning to the park. I am happy for you guys that they are listening to the fans. So, yeah, you guys pretty much summed up. Like Lisa says, by the time they answer, he taps it again.
We
LOL.
apologize if there's lag on our end.
We apologize. There's a little lag on our end. So
No worries. So let's move on to some Monsters Inc. Land.
Yeah. You guys can take it away. East Coast. You guys have more.
So at D23, they announced a lot of announcements from Monsters Inc. Land. This is a new look at the Monsters Inc. show, which is called Welcome to Monstropolis. They also gave us the first look at the new Harryhausen's restaurant, featuring a fully length audio animatronic of this octopus here. And then that's basically it. And what we were not expecting from last Saturday, or a couple Saturdays ago, was that Monsters Inc. Land will be open next year. So, thoughts on the two new concept arts that was shared for Monsters Inc. Land at Hollywood Studios?
First of all, I don't think the Monsters Inc. laugh floor, like, I don't think why they did not announce that at D23, and I wish they would have like fixed that up, like take that off from Magic Kingdom and put it to Hollywood Studios. But I don't get why they didn't put it for that announcement in the concept art. But that makes me mad and things like that. But the show looks interesting because it's all themed to the Monsters University. So I want to see what this show is about. So I'm looking forward to this new Glop Theater. And also Harryhausen, as we mentioned before at 2 weeks ago on Saturday. It looks very good. And, I mentioned previously that it's the first Hollywood studio is going to have a sushi restaurant / Japanese restaurant. So it's going to be the first one ever in Hollywood Studios history and the Disney parks. And I'm looking forward for this new DoorDash coaster, and this is going to be the first suspended coaster, and it's going to take you on the elevator lift hill, and then go through the launch. And this roller coaster is going to be phenomenal. I'm excited to ride this DoorDash coaster. I'm very looking forward to this.
Absolutely. How about you, John?
Well, I'm really hoping that the Harryhausen restaurant is not too niche. There is a chance that it could be gone inside of 5 years because it'll be a great novelty pop in the beginning and then kind of taper off. People love sushi, so it could thrive, it could flourish. But personally, I think that this is too much of a novelty and might be gone away pretty quickly. Monstropolis, very exciting. And the story arc of the land is that the monsters have finally decided to invite humans into Monstropolis, into their world, and it's going to be so fun as they invite us in. And I agree with Matthew. That roller coaster looks amazing. The the clip that we got at D23 with people getting onto the ride units, to the ride vehicles, and then it's shooting up straight up to connect to the track before it shoots out. That's going to be so amazing. I can't wait for that. And I think that Monstropolis is supposed to be a phased opening, with the first phase next year. I don't think we're going to see the roller coaster until maybe 1 or 2 years after that.
Absolutely. My thoughts, I mean, Monsters Inc. Land looks amazing. I mean, Disney Imagineering has done a great job from what they've previously shared. And I just cannot believe that it's going to be opening next year. Um, so, um, yeah, so I'm just curious to see what is actually opening next year with Monsters Inc. Like, will it be like Harryhausen's plus the Glob Show, and then that's it, or have like the entire land open? That's what I'm pretty much curious of. Is how
Right.
many
It could be one of those later phases that we see them announce that the Laugh Floor is moving over to Monstropolis.
Absolutely. What's about a good time? Feel free to share your guys' thoughts. If you're
Did you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
We're sushi connoisseur. We love Harryhausen's, Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
And we're definitely, we want to go check this out. We're super excited. We love Monsters Inc. and we can't wait.
No, that's like
Right?
one of my favorites too, Monsters Inc. So it's
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see this type of different scene, you know. So I'm excited. I'm just more curious. So
We wish we had this back at West Coast.
I know,
Right.
I know, but then we gotta go see it for ourselves, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like we're having the same jealousy back and forth. We learn what you guys are getting, and we're like, "Oh man!" And then you hear what we're getting, and we're going, "Oh man!"
All right. Let's talk
like
about some
shots,
Villains
you know?
Land.
Gotta take trips both, both ways then. No, I've never been. I've never been to Florida. I've never been over there. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to do it.
Well, I hope you get the chance to come over
I agree
here
with that.
and that you love it. I hope so.
Absolutely. So, this is kind of a first look at Villains Land, kind of with this old Renaissance
Yeah.
style
Yeah. We
storybook.
wanted to try to go like maybe in the beginning of the year, but we'll see.
Okay.
So they did announce 2 rides coming to Villains Land. This is a Maleficent coaster. They didn't really announce the name, but this is a first look at the Maleficent coaster coming to Villains Land. And then, last but certainly not least, for Villains Land, they did announce a boat ride themed to the Magic Mirror. So, what are your thoughts on the two new rides coming to Villains Land?
This is exciting news. We kind of knew that we've been calling it Villains Land for a full year now, and it was so bizarre. They came out and they said, "Well, we've got a new official name for Villains, and it is Villains Land." So I was kind of confused about that. What's going on there? But the first roller coaster, the Maleficent roller coaster, looks like it could be super fun. With the briars, yeah, the pointy thorns, and weaving in and out of that enchanted dark forest. Of course, with the trees and everything looming against you. The color palette for the whole land is just right in Maleficent's vibe. They're going to do a great job with this, I'm sure. The second ride looks like it's going to be a lot more fun because with the Magic Mirror, kind of like in the Misunderstood show, the Villains Misunderstood show that they have at Hollywood Studios, it looks like this is going to feed off of that type of a theme where the Magic Mirror is going to be taking us to visit all of these different villains on this water ride. Super exciting, super fun. Can't wait.
What's about a good time? Your thoughts? Okay. Sounds good. Once upon a good time. I just read your private message. But let's see. So Matthew, feel free to share your thoughts.
Okay, so I agree with John. So, like,
This is definitely
it kinda-
exciting. This is very exciting
Oh.
to see this come to life. I think everybody's obsessed with, you know, your evil characters, and these are like very staples. So I can't wait for it to see come to life, right? Okay. Thank you.
If you guys can hear me, I hope you can. Please keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are a blast, an absolute blast, doing what you guys do at Once Upon a Good Time. So fun, so exciting. And I laugh. I belly laugh at you guys. Keep on up what you're doing. Doing a great job. Hope to see more content from you guys.
Absolutely. And hope to see you guys tomorrow at Disneyland because I'll be there tomorrow as well. Once Upon a Good Time. So Once Upon a Good Time, everybody, check them out. Looks like they're leaving early, so thanks for joining.
We appreciate Absolutely.
Absolutely, John. Thank you so much.
No, we
Yes.
yeah. There.
Yeah. Sorry, we have a little technical difficulties on our end. Our batteries aren't charging.
Oops. I think we lost them. So Matthew, your thoughts on Villains Land coming to Disney World?
All right, I was previously before they jumped in. Sorry, my previous what I said previously is I agree with John. So I think with the Magic Mirror, this is going to be a fantastic new water ride, and I think it's going to be like maybe a boat ride, like slash like kind of like It's a Small World or Grand Fiesta Tour, or kind of like Tiana's Bayou Adventure or Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm very curious to see what actually they're gonna do with the ride because I like want to get more information about this the new boat ride slash the Maleficent coaster for the Villains Land. So I'm thinking what they can do is actually put a lot of work with this water ride and maybe make it like a 45 50 deep drop when before you get splashed. So I'm thinking if Disney combined that water ride, this is going to be fantastic. And when they named the Villains Land, I was like confused. I thought I was like, oh, this is going to give it a new name. But I was like, when they said Villains Land, I'm like, what the heck? Why would they say Villains Land? And I'm like,
Right.
I don't know what the heck happened. Like usually they give the lands like a new name, and like this is like kind of like Piston Peak National Parks. So I don't know. And then the roller coaster looks phenomenal. The Maleficent, and I think this is gonna have a new Maleficent coaster. So like with the animatronic and probably possibly a dragon animatronic, like kind of like with the one like Fantasmic out of Hollywood Studios. So if they put that dragon in that roller coaster, I'll be happy. Like it has to be fitted into that ride.
As long as it's not Disco Dragon.
No, heck no.
This better be not like Disco Yeti at Animal Kingdom at Expedition Everest.
Absolutely. And then my thoughts on all this. Villains Land looks amazing from like what John said earlier with when we talked about Disneyland stuff. I envy you guys. Um, and we were supposed to have, fun fact, a Villains Land come to Disneyland to replace Avatar, the experience, in the first place before Avatar, and then the rumors of having Zootopia. So, I pretty much am excited for this boat ride here. The Maleficent ride looks amazing with the thorns and also maybe even getting an animatronic of Maleficent and maybe with projection mapping of her dragon form. Um, it's really amazing. So cannot wait for everything to come with you guys for Villains Land. Um, I see we have some new. See we have a couple of chat members here. So Patrick says it's going to be it's going to be awesome when Villains Land is completed at Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World. Absolutely. Tony also says I got my hopes up for this immersive boat ride as well. Tony says also that hopefully it combines a water ride with a trackless system. That would be interesting. All right. So let's get a move on. Oops, we already showed that. Piston Peak. Let's talk about some Piston Peak news that has just come off of D23. They showed us the new vehicles, what they will look like, plus information on the 2 new rides coming to Piston Peak. So what are your guys' thoughts on this new concept art that they showed?
My thoughts will have to be it's going to be very interesting with the Cars Land since it fits so good with Frontierland because there's Big Thunder and Country Beer Jamboree. So yeah, I think this new Cars Land attraction is going to be with the new phenomenal, going to be like very similar to Test Track and you guys' Radiator Springs out at DCA. So I think it's going to be a fantastic, phenomenal, thrilling attraction with Cars Land. So I'm hoping for a new cars racing, racing game, like where you like, the two cars and then you race each other and see who wins. And I'm hoping they can do that the same as well for Magic Kingdom. So I'm glad we cars to Magic Kingdom. So very, very excited, and maybe like the next 4 to 5 years could be opening.
Mm-hmm. John, how about you?
This is probably the most exciting news for Walt Disney World. When they said that they were bringing in this and replacing Tom Sawyer's Island and Rivers of America and Walt Disney World, a lot of us were just crushed because Tom Sawyer's Island, Rivers of America, the Liberty Bell, is so iconic, so ingrained into the history of both parks, really. As a matter of fact, when Walt was looking for where he was going to be putting his Florida project, he saw what is now called Discovery Island, and he says, "There's my Tom Island." And that's pretty much when he knew that that was going to be the property for the Florida project. So losing that was very, very heartbreaking. But all of the exciting news about Piston Peak is amazing, especially that rally ride, which is pretty much going to traverse the entire area. They're looking to do some really innovative stuff with that rally ride. I've seen some clips of what those cars are going to do, and it's not just going to be a simple track ride where you just follow a track up and down it. They've got scenes where these ride vehicles are floating up on a geyser. They have it being risen up by the water and floating and coming back down. They're really, really getting innovative with this ride, and it's going to be incredibly fun because we're going to experience some things on this ride that we've never experienced before on any ride. Very exciting. Not a lot of other information about the other two rides, though. We did see on the amazing models that they displayed that one is good. The other one is going to be a flat ride. It takes up a very, very small footprint, so it can't do too much. So it'll be interesting to get more information down the line about what that second ride is going to do. Yeah. So yeah, Pistons Peak, so exciting, so exciting.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, your thoughts?
I already answered my thoughts already.
Well, do them again.
Sorry about that. So my thoughts on everything that they announced at D23 for Piston Peak. I think that it looks amazing.
Cheers.
This rally race is what I'm mostly looking forward to. Seeing like the countryside and the snow-capped mountains, and it's basically like you're driving through this national park style area. Basically, it's the and so I think it's definitely something exciting, and like what John was mentioning, like for example, this one, it has like these little geysers um that shoots little cars up, and it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to again seeing this and see how it compares to our Cars Land in DCA. See how it compares, but yeah, same here, Buzz. Let's see. Tony says I got some hopes up in terms of a racing ride, and I love the snow caps the most. Absolutely.
Yeah, the topography of that ride, because we didn't just get concept art; we got a very, very detailed model. This model was so detailed you could see the faces on the ride vehicles, and some of the stuff that they're doing with the waterfalls and the snow-capped mountain and the geysers, everything is so detailed and so beautiful. It's going to be a lovely, lovely area.
Absolutely. Moving forward with some Animal Kingdom news, they announced that for the new Tropical America's Land coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom, they announced the attraction called Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Jade Serpent. And this is a little concept art of what the serpent will look like, what you will be facing in the ride, and this is a scale model of how it would look like in person. And might I just say, it looks huge. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Temple of the Jade Serpent coming to Animal Kingdom? Your Indiana Jones attraction.
This is gonna be this new snake for this animatronic. This is the very huge surreal of this new attraction. So like it cannot be like disco snake right here. And I think this is going to be a really good, and especially losing an iconic attraction at Animal Kingdom Dinosaur. That was my favorite iconic attraction on at Animal Kingdom. But I'm still sad when Dinosaur left. But I think Indiana Jones might be the best one. Then maybe comparable to Disneyland. Just my hopes it's going to be like comparable and be better. And I think the snake looks fantastic, and I like the color of the snake, and it looks very interesting of the color, like a dark and like greenish color, like kind of like iguanodon almost, but it looks very very interesting, and looking forward for.
Absolutely. John, your thoughts about the new Indiana Jones attraction?
Everything that we've seen so far has been amazing. Uh, I was actually surprised to learn that this is the first time that Harrison Ford, with all the Indiana stuff, Indiana Jones stuff that's been going on, this will be the first time that Harrison Ford is directly involved in the face modeling and the recording, the audio recording. So it's going to be super fun. Um, the original track of Dinosaur is very suitable to porting it over to a Disneyland type of Indiana Jones ride. So they should have no problem picking that up and just reusing the same show building and maybe even the same the ride track, and just retheming everything, maybe adding a thing here or two. Um, the scale of that snake, if this is an animatronic, if that thing moves, that's going to be super impressive to see that as an animatronic. Um, that scale, wow, it's huge, and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Catching up with chat here. Patrick says it'll be interesting to see if the Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Jade Serpent at Animal Kingdom could be comparable to Disneyland's or completely different. That's also another thing that I've been seeing too. I mean, I know it's the same track as Dinosaur, but it'll be like new for like Indiana Jones. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be very familiar to the West Coast ride. It's just going to have a couple of elements that are different. Obviously, the whole storyline is different, but um, they're going to take a lot of stuff from Dinosaur and probably repurpose it for this new Indiana Jones ride.
No worries, Matthew. Let's see. And then
We apologize to all of our viewers. We know that the majority of you were here to see Matthew, and you're very disappointed right now. I am. That's my friend.
let's see.
I miss you, Matthew.
Let's see. Tony says I had never seen this icon before. Long live the dino. Yes, absolutely.
Amen. Amen.
So let's see. Oops. Not meaning to show that. Let's see. So, let
And
us
then there were two. I will outlast you,
Mm-hmm.
APP, and I will win. I will win Disney Survivor.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay, you're resetting the Wi-Fi. Well, just let me know when you come back in. Let's see. So continuing on with because we got more stuff from both Walt Disney World and Disney parks in Asia. Let's talk about the new Encanto attraction coming to Animal Kingdom. This is a brand new concept art that was shown at D23, and it looks like it's these little type vehicles, kind of like Rise of Resistance type things, and it's basically like going up the stairs to Antonio's room. As you can see, there's Abuela with a candle, and we got butterfly surrounding. So, thoughts on Antonio's something or other, or the Encanto ride?
Encanto ride. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a trackless. They showed some of the vehicles. Looks like it's going to be based like on furniture and bookshelves and stuff from the house. And this was another ride that the panel was very excited to say that there will be absolutely no age restriction or height restriction. So this is going to be a very fun ride. It's going to be bright. It's going to be colorful. And just like the Coco ride, I think that this one is going to be more focused on the experience emotionally than it is on the actual physical ride itself. Can't wait for this. Encanto is such a great story, and bringing it into the parks in a ride has been long overdue. This looks like it's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. And I see we also got
Oh, and we got the dad jokes coming into the chat. Patrick
yeah.
Julian saying, "Why was the computer cold? It left its windows open."
And we got Jason Thibodeau in the house. Welcome in, Jason. Good to see you. He says, "Good evening, everyone," with all the member emojis. Welcome in, Jason. Great and amazing member of the channel. And members, feel free to show off your emojis. Got some new updated ones as well. So, feel free to show them out if you are a member of this channel. Let's see. I don't think it's the restream. I think it's your connection Wi-Fi. Okay. So yeah, tonight is All right.
There we go.
Moving on without Matthew. What he was excited to talk about. Yeti! Find no more Disco Yeti. Animal Kingdom. The Yeti will be functional again at Expedition Everest. John, what are your thoughts about this returning?
This surprised me. This was my big moment when I saw this, because we've been told for years that there's no way to fix the Yeti. In order to fix the Yeti, they'd have to tear the whole structure down in order to reinforce its supports, because it was the supports for the Yeti were so tied into the foundation of the ride. And so to hear that they have plans to fix the Yeti is fantastic. When they originally built the ride, the supports for the Yeti were enough to support the weight of the Yeti, but what they didn't plan on was the torque of the animatronic weakening the structure. And so they've got plans to shore that up. Hopefully they can do it without a lot of downtime for the ride, because that ride is pretty much the ride in Animal Kingdom. But yeah, this was so exciting when they first announced this. Disco Yeti will never die, but it'll be great to get the Yeti back. This ride, I was on this ride before they took down the Yeti, and that Yeti animatronic was so scary. The way they lit it and the way it lunged towards the trains was phenomenal. And so when they had to shut it down, when it broke down that final time, and they said, "Yeah, we're not going to fix it. We're not going to bring it back," and then they did the Disco Yeti. You couldn't see it. They were doing the strobe light to hide the fact that it wasn't moving at all, which is understandable, but it really took away from the ride that you couldn't really focus on the Yeti and see the Yeti. It was almost like this thing that's just flashing in your face for a second and then it's gone. So this is going to be so fun to have the Yeti back at Expedition Everest.
Absolutely. And last but not least, my thoughts about the new Yeti returning. Fans have been wanting this as well. Like I'm sure all of the announcements from a couple weeks ago, it was all about the fans.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Disney is responding to the Disco Yeti meme and all that so forth. I'm just wondering, like, will this open with Tropical Americas or have Tropical Americas open first, then do this refurbishment and do and fix the Yeti? I'm not really, and that's what I'm kind of curious about as well.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on what it's going to take to get the Yeti fixed. We
Right.
talked about this on the D23 show. Are they going to have to shut down the ride completely, or can they scrim up or put up a wall in between the train track and the animatronic itself, and keep the ride going for as long as possible? Or is this really foundational, and they're just going to have to close down the whole ride for an extended period, like they did with Big Thunder Mountain? I hope it's not the latter. I hope they can keep the ride going and just work around it. But if the damage was that bad before, expect at least a little bit of a closure. As far as it opening up, a time frame, it's going to depend on how much work they have to do, and they might not even be done looking at the situation to figure out how they're going to do it. They've just committed to plans to doing it.
Right. Matthew says, "I'm happy that they are bringing back. I am A mode Yeti. I am happy to be no more Disco Yeti. If Disco Yeti comes at you again, lol. Um,
It would be nice because Disco Yeti has become such a meme in the Disney community. It'd be nice to have like a little nod somewhere in the queue or something like that. Maybe just a slight reference like a disco ball in the queue where all the displays are, where the antique displays are. You see this disco ball, and some people will walk by and go, "A disco ball? Why do they have a disco ball?" But some of us will go, "Oh yeah, we know why they get a disco ball."
absolutely. We got Magic Adventures in here. Welcome in. She says we got Jen here saying, hey, I can't listen, so I'm glad you have captions enabled. Thank you so much. Well, welcome in Magic Adventures, guys. There's Magic Adventures, Mike and Jen, part of the Disney Streamer Network. Check them out, guys. They just did a live stream coming out of Epcot for the first day of Food and Wine Festival. Thank you for joining us, Magic Adventures. Hope you guys are safe home and resting up from today. So, with a lot of food and beverages. So, welcome in, Jen, from Magic Adventures. So moving on, we have a first look at Act 2. This was one of the first things that they showed us at D23. Couple Saturdays ago. This is the second scene where it's Halloween 1980 something. And perfect
Mhm.
timing because we just recently talked about Midsummer Scream and Nuts as well. So, thoughts about this new scene coming to the Disney World Carousel of Progress?
I'm so glad we're getting an update to this. The original idea for the ride was in the 60s, 50s, and 60s. So we've come a long way since then. And a lot of those scenes in the modern ride really stretch out the early days and compresses the more modern days and the looks into the future to the point where we've caught up to the future scene. So I'm glad they're redoing this ride. I think those first 4 acts in that ride can be compressed into 1 or 2 acts. Give us the 80s like you see in the Act 2. So Act 1 will be pre-80s. And one of the interesting things that I saw here in this concept art was in all the past iterations of Carousel of Progress, the dad has been face forward to the audience, front and center. And then he would call to the sides to talk to the daughter and the ma and everybody. This one, it looks like the mom, at least in this scene, is going to be the centerpiece. She's sitting in the middle and she's calling off to the side to the dad. So it looks like they're progressing with society in that regard. So that's going to be interesting. Bringing in Bryan Cranston is going to be wonderful. The original show, you got used to the dad's voice, and we got used to him over all of the changes that they've made through the years. But to bring in Bryan Cranston, he's perfect for the role, just absolutely perfect. So that's fun. That's going to be exciting. Yeah, I can't wait to get more information about the act structure.
Absolutely. And my thoughts about this new scene in Carousel of Progress, I'm looking forward to it. Bryan Cranston, Jimmy Lee Curtis, as the new mother and father is, it's kind of bringing in a whole new generation of characters in. That's what I think what Disney is trying to incorporate with this new version. And at least recognizable celebrities as well. So it's going to be a great one for Carousel of Progress. Matthew's thoughts. Says, I think Carousel of Progress will be amazing for the past, present, and future of the human future of Carousel of Progress. I think this Walt Disney animatronic is just my honest thoughts about it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one
Um,
thing I didn't see them touch on too much in D23. But it appears that we're going to be getting the Walt animatronic like they introduced in Disneyland. That's going to be great.
Absolutely. And then Magic Adventures also said that she's going to be in the center. Sorry for the typo. No worries, Magic. And then Matthew also said like the 1960s, 1980s past of the future would be great. Absolutely. Okay. Enough of Walt Disney World. Let's go into the international parks and cruise line. And let's start things off with cruise line. So these are two brand new looks inside and outside of the Disney Believe cruise ship. Setting sail supposedly next year, I believe, from what they announced so far. I'm not sure if they gave it an opening year yet, but this is the three designs that are coming to the Disney Believe cruise ship. We have Moana as the statue in the lobby, so it looks like you're going to be the first thing that you're going to be entering through is a Polynesian style type lobby where Moana, Hey, and Pua are going to be the center of the lobby leading upstairs to the second floor. To the right is the back of the ship, where we're going to have Woody and Buzz on the back of the cruise ship. And then on the entrance is Tinkerbell. She's going to be serving as the leading lady, if you will, of the cruise of the ship. So, John, what are your thoughts about these new details coming to the Disney Believe cruise ship?
I think they're so magical. Having Tinkerbell on the masthead really, really made me excited. She's perfect. Um, just forward of the Disney brand, put her on the front of the ship. Put her on the masthead. That was a great idea. I'm a huge Moana fan. That first movie just blew me away. So wonderful. So it's great to see Moana in the atrium with her two friends, Pua and Heihei. The the Toy Story on the back kind of confused me a little bit. I think it's a little bit off brand, especially when you're looking at joining three different IPs, three different genre of IPs. You have your classic Disney with Tinkerbell on the front. You got Moana, which is a great, Polynesian theme for the atrium. But Toy Story, as wonderful as it is, it kind of confused me. I think they're trying to spill too many IPs into this one ship, especially with the announcement of how many ships they're going to be coming up with in the next decade. They have very, very aggressive plans to add a ton of more ships. Um, so Toy Story was a little bit odd. The way they put it on there is beautiful, looks absolutely wonderful and fun. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I also have the same thoughts as well. Tinkerbell, as always, I like the decision that Disney decided to put her on the front of the ship. Moana, I think she's a perfect fit for the Believe. And then Toy Story, also kind of threw me off as well. And pretty much see no relation to the Believe, but I think it's a nice touch. So, and
Tonio
then
Tower is wondering what's going to be inside the Believe ship, and I'm excited to announce Tonio Tower that they're going to have a full working copy of the Tower of Terror. No, they're not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Tony would love that.
yes, that would actually be kind of fun. I guess with this left image, you can kind of see kind of like what the lobby would look like with the staircase and the Polynesian style, with the waves and the patterns, with Moana here. Kind of first looks at the inside, if you will. But yeah, same here, Tony.
Yeah.
Catching up with chat here, Matthew says, Disney Believe cruise line will be an amazing cruise line. I feel the theming of the cruise line will be more important than anything else, in my opinion, for the Disney Believe. Let's see.
Yeah.
Catching up with chat. We got Stephen Kenyon in the house. Welcome in, Stephen. Welcome in. Let's see.
It's a good point.
Magic Adventure says, I would love to go on any cruise ship. What a dream that would be for me. Absolutely. And I recommend it. I've been on a Disney cruise line before. I think I took the Wish, and it was pretty amazing. And it was actually my first cruise ever.
Oh, wow.
So I definitely recommend, for those that have not been on a Disney cruise, to definitely take that chance. Matthew says, Toy Story in the back of the Disney cruise line got me so confused about it, and my thoughts about it is just that why would they put a Toy Story in the back of the cruise ship? And I think that they should get rid of it and it on the back of the cruise ship. I agree.
Well, don't get rid of it. I think that they could have continued with, especially with, like I said, with how many ships they have coming out over the next decade. It looks like they spilled way too many IPs into one ship. When I think that they could actually have an IP static themed ship, like Moana could have her own ship, and it would completely be themed Polynesian and be themed around the Moana IP. And then you can have a Toy Story ship where everything is themed around Toy Story. Each one of these ships could be a Disney land, like Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Each one of these ships can have that theme to them. And yeah, Toy Story looks like a waste here. That's the problem. Not that it doesn't belong, not that we don't like it. It seems out of place.
Right. Stephen brings up a good point. He says that I think that Toy Story was put on because we have to have the faith and believe that toys can come to life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think they were going towards. Very nice, Tony. He was on the Treasure, and it rocked. The Haunted Mansion Parlor got my attempt on. Yes, that Haunted Mansion Parlor. Oh boy, that
Got to see a lot of that on
is
Lily's Life,
amazing.
and it looked like so wonderful, so fun. Probably stay in there all day and just
Yes,
immerse yourself in that.
absolutely. Moving on with Disneyland Paris. So, shout out Mary's Adventures and all those of you in Paris area. This is the first look at the another look at the Lion King attraction, coming to Disneyland Paris in Adventure World. And it looks like we're going to be getting a Scar animatronic. And it looks like we're also getting some hyena animatronics as well. So thoughts on this new scene coming out of the Lion King boat ride to Paris?
This could be really, really fun. First of all, over the last few months, getting into a lot more Disneyland Paris streams, that park is absolutely gorgeous. Um, we have so many elements of Disney World and Disneyland that we recognize, but they're done in such a new and unique way. Absolutely beautiful. Great to see more streams coming out of Disneyland Paris. But this ride, another one of those things where I really think that they're looking to do something more innovative. From what I've seen so far, it looks like it's going to be a classic boat ride style ride like Pirates, but they have some opportunities to do some very unique things with the story and how it interacts with the ride vehicle. So don't look for this to be just your standard old boat ride. I think there's going to be a lot more magic in this.
Absolutely. And I just want to really quickly mention Jen from Magic Adventures saying good night. She says, I'm getting very sleepy. I may fall asleep, so good to see each of you. It was also nice to see you, Magic Adventures, and hope you have a wonderful night. We'll see you on the next stream. Let's see. And then catching up with chat here, we got Matthew saying, I agree, John. I wish they put a Moana on the back of the cruise ship of the Disney Believe, and it fits perfectly on the back of the cruise line. Absolutely. And then, come on. And then Magic with Matthew says the Lion King is very good. I love the Lion King, but the attraction ride will be very good, and it's going to be very fun. I agree, Matthew. And that too, I was also jealous to find out that Paris was going to get a Lion King attraction. So,
And we can actually get excited for this ride because Disneyland Paris does allow for streaming. And some of the other stuff we're going to be talking about, like the Shanghai and Tokyo, they don't allow streaming. So we're just going to have to imagine what those rides are going to be like.
right, and I just wanted to also include this as well. They did show us a concept art in the Disney Parks blog. They didn't really show at the convention, but this is a first look at the entire land coming to Disney Adventure World. So you basically enter through this hallway. I believe this is the entrance of the Lion King attraction. This is kind of the queue, and then you kind of exit through this side. Looks like where this gift shop is. Looks like there's another ride, and some other, like a carousel or bathrooms or food places, as well. So this is a first look at the Lion King land coming to Paris, along with that water ride, which looks
Yeah.
really cool. Speaking of Hong Kong and some of the other parts, this is a first look at the Stark Expo coming soon to Hong Kong Disneyland. And so this is kind of like a mini Avengers campus, if you will. And Tony would definitely like this. They're going to have, this is the first look at their version of an Avengers Tower of Terror / Mission Breakout. We got the Quinjet on the ground this time. And there's Stark Expo. There's also, the Avengers Assemble stuff. what are your thoughts about Stark Expo coming to Hong Kong Disneyland?
This looks like it's going to be a much more updated version. Even though the Avengers Campus in Disneyland DCA is pretty relatively new, it's kind of empty and wanting more. It looks like this is just going to be an updated version of Avengers Campus, updated version of the Tower Drop ride. So super jealous. Like I said, Walt Disney World, we're not allowed to have any of those Avenger characters anywhere near the park. So very happy that this is coming. We'll be able to see a lot of the outside of the complex. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
And this breaks Tony O'Tower's heart.
Yes. Let's see. Come on. So Matthew's thoughts about the Lion King attraction, Disneyland Paris, is very beautiful. And I would say that if the Lion King goes amazing, I would ride it over and over again. I would love to go and visit the two parks and ride the Lion King. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Would love to go to Paris and ride that and check out the two parks, Disney Adventure World and Disneyland Paris. But it gets very cold. So, and then Tony says mostly about the Tower of Terror. All right, moving on to Shanghai Disney Resort, a couple miles off the coast of Hong Kong. This is a first look at the new Spider-Man coaster coming to Shanghai Disney Resort. It looks like we have this huge, giant spider bot that Spider-Man is supposed to be facing, and your job is to stop it from supposedly crashing through these crates. So, John, what are your thoughts about this new concept art of the Spider-Man coaster?
With what very little concept art we've gotten and little information, Spider-Man is such a great IP to make a roller coaster out of. It's motion, it's swinging, it's action. So Spider-Man's the perfect IP to build a roller coaster around. And of course, it's Disney, and so it's going to be thematic, and it's going to be cinematic as a ride. Should be a great adventure.
My thoughts on this, it looks pretty cool. I would honestly think that it should definitely come to DCA, not that web slinging. I mean, no offense to the web slinging ride, but this would be even cooler, in my
Mhm.
opinion, especially for the size. So I think it looks pretty cool. That's pretty much all I can say. Matthew says this is going to be amazing for Avengers in Hong Kong Disneyland, but I wish Disney could do more Avengers Campus, but Disney can't use the Marvel characters because Universal has a contract with. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we've
everything east of the Mississippi, we can't use the Marvel properties that are in the agreement with Universal for them to use.
right. And then finishing up here, back to Paris. They are going to have their original Space Mountain return. It is called Space Mountain de la Terre de la Lune, which translates to the moon and to the earth, from the earth to the moon, or something like that in French. Apologize about my French, but this is coming back.
Pardon my French.
To Disneyland Paris. I am very excited for this returning ride to come back to Disneyland Paris. It's been Hyperspace Mountain with a Star Wars theme for many years now, and I feel that it definitely needs a change. Thoughts about the returning Space Mountain to Disneyland Paris?
This was an announcement that got leaked a couple of days before. We had learned about it and knew about it. And I kind of think that they always knew that they were going to go back to the original version. I always thought that they knew that the Star Wars theming was going to be temporary. So yeah, this is great news for Disneyland Paris patrons. Disneyland Paris is one of those. It's kind of like Disneyland in California, where you get a lot of repeat customers, and so to get something back the way you remembered it when you were younger and had those magical memories, to get something back like you guys are getting the nighttime entertainment back, it's always a joy for the population that continually goes repetitively.
Absolutely. And then Matthew with two thoughts about the previous slide from the Shanghai Disney Resort. He says that Marvel and Marvel characters on the rides, and once it expires, maybe Disney could partner with the Avengers in Hollywood Studios, and Disney has to use the limited characters for Walt Disney World. Absolutely. And then last but not least, Matthew says for Disneyland Paris, for Space Mountain, he's excited for it to return. I'm happy it's back. It got me excited about it as well. Same here, Matthew. I absolutely agree. And plus, they also showed segments of the new Wreck-It Ralph coaster coming to Tokyo and the Space Mountain in Tokyo, which
Oh
I
yeah,
cannot find that footage.
that's
But
beautiful.
yes,
That new Space Mountain in Tokyo is very, very cool looking. It keeps the same theming of the Space Mountain from Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, but the design of it is so smooth. It's like a teardrop type thing that comes down. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
absolutely. And those animatronics with Wreck-It Ralph and all that were so detailed and so amazing as well.
Oh yeah, the way they moved, lifelike, really lifelike. I know that that's what they said about the animatronics back in the 50s and 60s. But this one, it was just constantly moving, and it was smooth, and the eyes were moving, and there was no herky-jerky like you get with animatronics. Beautiful. Beautifully done.
Absolutely. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap up it here. And that's pretty much all the announcements that were given at both Midsummer Scream and D23. John, feel free to remind everybody what telling our viewers where they can find you and any new content to check out.
Well, I'm very excited to say that this was the inaugural week of my new channel called Chasing Smiles TV. We have a nightly show called I Did a Disney. And what I do is I tell you the streams that I watched that day and how incredibly fun they were and what we did and how they made me smile. And I encourage people to reach out to me and tell me what you've been watching and how exciting your stream experience was and how much fun you had. We called out all of our friends, some of who have been in this chat tonight, like Magical Adventures, who had an outstanding stream today.
Mhm.
So yeah, That's where you can find me, Chasing Smiles TV, pretty much exclusively on YouTube.
Very nice. And you can follow me on all of the socials right here. I am on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and Twitch. You can follow me there. I will be live streaming tomorrow night at Disneyland, where we're going to be showcasing the Halloween Screams fireworks, Shadows of Memory. We have not done that show in a bit, and some rides. So feel free to join us tomorrow night. Unfortunately,
And don't forget, you promised me some bootstrappers too.
but that's like in the morning.
Oh,
So
please? No.
no worries, there's plenty of time. But the parks do close at 11 tomorrow night, so we'll be ending a little bit earlier than our usual end time. It is off season now, so pretty much the reasoning behind that. But before we end, let us thank our, well, first of all, that wraps things up for us here on our stream. Thank you to John, Matthew, and Once Upon a Good Time for joining this evening. And actually, before we thank our travel advisor, I see some comments I want to post up real quick. Matthew says Tokyo Disneyland Space Mountain is amazing. And the Wreck-It Ralph attraction is going to be amazing and experience it. I agree. Let's see. Buzz Lightyear with a funny joke. He says this one guy said that he and his family went to Disneyland in Paris, and they went on Small World, and they thought it was accurate to this one, but it went upside down at some point. He said, "Oh well." And then we got Once Upon a Good Time in here. Welcome in. They said, well, thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate you all. Sorry for the technical difficulties. No worries. Once Upon a Good Time. Thank you for joining, basically.
And their videos are an absolute blast, so go check them out. They do a really, really great job.
Yes, and they too will be live streaming tomorrow from Disneyland as well. Oh, Space Mountain. Sorry, not Small World. And then, yes, I forgot to mention earlier when we did our little tributes, we forgot to mention that Hayden Pottemeyer has passed away earlier this week as well. So prayers to them, to not just Hayden, but Dolly, Peter, and Tim Curry as well. So
yeah.
With that being said,
the classic saying is they come in threes, but we got hit with 4.
Absolutely. So let's first of all, before we end today's stream, let's thank our affiliate sponsor, Nick and Shannon, Ear to Their Travel. So if you are thinking about booking your next Disney trip, Ear to Their Travel is the way to go. At no extra cost to you, they can help you plan your next dream vacation, whether it's at Disney or any other destination you have in mind. Use the link in the description to submit your request and start planning your next dream vacation. We hope you enjoy your trip. Let's talk about the Disney Streamer Network, which myself and John Corndog are a part of. If you want to see where your favorite live streamers go all at one time, check out the Disney Streamer Network, where you can watch up to 32 live streamers all at one time. We do actually have 65 channels total in the network, so it is pretty much amazing to have that community grow. And plus, we all work together to build up our watch time as well. So, very nice, Buzz. Today is your grandma's birthday. Happy birthday to your grandma. Oops. Apologize about that. So that's pretty much about it. Make sure after this live stream to comment below what was your favorite part during the podcast, or if you had fun during tonight's stream. I would greatly appreciate it, because that lets me know if you guys had fun. I also want to thank our members and to those that gifted or donated today. I greatly appreciate the support. Until the next time, guys, we will see you in the parks real soon. Also, sorry, one more thing. Thank you, mods, best moderator team. Also, thank you to our Ninja Watchers, Patreon members, everybody for joining. And now, until next time, see you tomorrow. We'll see you in the parks real soon.
Thanks,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Pack your ears and go to a place you know. Meet you by the gate, and the magic waits. You arrive, you laugh, you cheer. Every fun thing here, then you sail away for another day. Tell me where we go. Tell me what we know. When the line gets long, you still sing along. The happiest podcast, we take you there. The happiest podcast, Disney in the air. The happiest podcast, Universal too. The happiest podcast, cruise days with you. Pack your ears and go to a place you know. Meet you by the gate, and the magic waits. You arrive, you laugh, you cheer. Every fun thing here, then you sail away for another day. Tell me where we go. Tell me what we know. When the line gets long, you still sing along. The happiest podcast, we take you there. The happiest podcast, Disney in the air. The happiest podcast, Universal too. The happiest podcast, cruise days with you. Oh yeah. Podcast, we take you there. The happiest podcast, Disney in the air. The happiest podcast, Universal too. The happiest podcast, cruise days with you. We take you there. The happiest podcast, Disney in the air. The happiest podcast, Universal too. The happiest podcast, cruise days with you. Pack your ears and go to a place you know. Meet you by the gate, and the magic waits. You arrive, you laugh, you cheer.